Welcome to Release Day. I'm Alex Heward. It takes an energy, devotion, and passion to do what you truly love your entire life. Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, Robbie Robertson, Gordon Lightfoot, to name a few, they still do it. So does Stephen Stanley. In the 90s, he was a founding member of Canadian alt-rock band The Lowest of the Low, and has evolved through decades of writing, touring, and performing, leading him right where he belongs, to the Stephen Stanley Band. Stephen has surrounded himself with a group of musicians who share the same energy, devotion, and love of music that he does. Like many of us, Stephen had to make major adjustments to his plans for 2020. That included postponing the production of his latest studio album. But like many musicians, he's adapted to the times, bringing music to our lives we might not otherwise have heard. Like the charm and character that is his live album recorded in Germany back in 2018. The Stephen Stanley Band, Live Static Roots.
Don't cry for me and don't cry for my friends and let the last person...
I wish there was actually some overriding master plan to record the show, but there really wasn't. We really lucked out because the festival is incredible. It's got this sort of built-in audience that travels from all over Europe to come to it. It's real sort of, the Americana music scene in Europe is as powerful as it is in the States. And people move like, you know, nomads across the country to go to the various spots where the festivals are happening. So with that comes this dedication to try to capture the show a million different ways. So there was some stellar photographers in the audience, people shooting video. And there was a man there named Rene who had a really decent live recording setup. And he recorded the audio in the room and then mixed it with the sound man who also was recording the audio and put together the tape that ended up being a live record. I didn't know any of that was happening till I got home to Canada. I didn't know any of that had happened. So in this case, you know, I think it's a show that has some faults and blemishes for sure. It's a group of musicians. Literally, two of the people there that are on stage with me are playing those songs for the first time. So that's pretty incredible in and of itself. But the vibe there was so amazing that I knew I was going to put it out some way. I thought I'd just put it on my website. But then when this came along and I had a little more time to sort of listen to it and think, I sort of thought, well, why don't I get it mastered and put it out? I mean, I like the idea that it'll be something people find if they go to Spotify or Apple Music and look through our catalog. It's not getting a sort of a first run promotion like an album normally would, but it's something that'll be there. And I'm sure you've had that experience. Like you go check out a band, it's like, oh, they did 3 live albums too that I'd never heard of, and now you've got something else you can sort of dig into and hear different versions of the song. So I like it for that reason.
And the beauty thing about hearing the band live and then finding live versions is that you really, if you're going to find them afterwards, it's because the live show resonated with you, and now you actually have recordings you can go listen to. You don't have to worry about listening to clips you took on your phone or videos or anything of that nature, or hoping that maybe it was recorded and hearing it later. You can come right back to finding it online. So I think that's a great way of approaching releasing a live record. Can you describe what release day feels like? You know, does it change? Has it changed over the years that you've been releasing music? Do you still get the same feelings? What does release day feel like for you?
To me, the best part of the whole process is the recording part. Making a record, you just feel that sort of happy tension build up in your gut that soon people are going to get to hear this. And it's usually just your friends and people that are close to you. That's the emotion you can control, like how they're going to perceive it, how they're going to react to it. So when we put out Jimmy and the Moon, I actually had a party here for like probably 45 people. I invited over to hear it in my house for the first time, and that was so cool. Like you know, so you're kind of like, you know, you're pretty laid bare. People that have made the record have heard it, and that's it. So now 45 of your friends are hearing it at the same time. And that could bomb terribly, but it didn't.
Yeah. Well, that's why you invite the friends. That way, you know, hopefully it'll, you know, doesn't have that opportunity. So I know that there was, you know, this album you kind of just, I feel like because of the pandemic, you were sort of like, "Okay, let's kick it into gear and start releasing this one." But did you have to think about this one differently than with Jimmy and the Moon when it came to, you know, preparing marketing materials or materials for promotion before and after?
This one is completely homegrown. Basically, I'm lucky because I'm also a graphic designer, so everything that's happened on this record was either me or I have two daughters that are quite skilled artists as well. So one of my daughters did the single art for Under the Minor Bird. So it was a completely homegrown, like almost a family project. So this one's been more of just like, I see it as something, and we talked about this before, but I really do see it as something that when people are digging into the catalog, and they'll discover that there's a live record too. And hopefully they hear the charm of the way the songs are different, and the way that band that was a real sort of flash in the pan experience played the songs and added something which to me is a very sort of different element, which I love.
The job as a stock boy in a sporting goods store. Cause shutting it down wasn't something you were made. Spent your last days under the minor bird. More than a memory fades under the minor bird. You spent your last days under the minor bird. You know it's real. Naked singer sings a funeral song.